Looks like my boss sent you a message. Thanks for sending the Power BI dashboard. I've got some of the things I need, but I cannot seem to get it to turn out an important metric. Is there an easy way that I can just ask to show specific data points for me? Filters are very limited, so it's a bit rigid. Okay, Bills. Sure, I'd like to see a few things. 1, customers with outstanding balance for the last 6 months. Okay, follow up to that one, which ones are the most aging? And 2, show me customers that has year-over-year decline, and then month-over-month. Sure sounds like a bit complicated, and there's more. Oh, and while you're at it, I also need a breakdown of the decline for the top customer in the list. Thank you. You're welcome. And this might be a while, so please be prepared. Okay, here we go. Where do we start? Finally, be able to get the customers with outstanding balance the last 6 months and which ones are the most aging. 2 down and 2 more to go. This is getting quite a bit tedious. What if I just automate this? But not just with any other automation. I will do it with agentic automation. So here's the plan. Let's build an agent that we can converse with through our trusty Autopilot. Autopilot calls onto this agent, which then understands the questions, generates SQL query for it, and runs it against our database. It will be an intelligent agent that knows how to perceive the output and context to then regenerate the SQL as needed until a proper output is generated. Ultimately, the result will be fed back Autopilot, present the response back to the user in a beautiful conversational manner. Now, let us start by creating our agent and giving it a name and a brief description. Agent Builder simplifies building specialized agents by providing these key components. First one is prompt. This is the instruction or query given to the agent defining its purpose or task. It guides how the agent should respond or act based on the user's input and expected output, which are fed as arguments like so. To give us a head start, I've asked our friend here, Autopilot, to create us a fitting prompt for our use case, which follows the best practice in building a prompt containing key sections such as role, goal, instructions, tools usage, constraints, and error handling. So I'm just going to copy and paste it here, the system prompt. The next key component would be the tools. Tools offer agents both access to critical context from data stored in business applications and the ability to execute actions based on objectives outlined in the prompt. Tools are how the agent's reasoning and planning can turn into action. In this case, we can give it a tool to execute SQL query against the database in the form of a process. The next component is context, which contains reference documents specific to a business process that the agent may need to reference the knowledge stored in this access at any point while it runs. And lastly, as a developer, you may want to give your agent a way to validate business case details with a human before running a tool or to request manual assistance if they run into issues. This is where escalations come in. And in addition, agent memory is a service inside each agent that helps you remember facts and observations as it works. Once this is all wired up, you can go ahead and do a test run of your agent using this playground function. You can see how our agent generates SQL query based on this input question, then uses the execute SQL query tool to run the query against the database and return the final output. In case of error, it has the ability to assess the output and regenerate a new SQL query as needed. Now then, let's fire up Autopilot and start asking our burning questions. Let's start first with the two questions merged into one: customers with outstanding balance for the last 6 months and which ones are most aging. Let's see what the results are. There you go, you have your first answer, along with the SQL query that was generated. Let's ask our next few questions. Show customer that has year-over-year decline. And then finally, month over month, including the breakdown. Awesome. Thanks to Agent Builder and Autopilot, my manager doesn't have to bug me anymore on this tedious task. See you later. Goodbye.